I'm going to do something a little bit different tonight, because in past years I've had people say to me, "Oh, but we didn't get to hear the poem." So I'm awarding the People's Choice Award now, and then you're going to have him perform for you. Yeah. Do you like that idea? I think so too. So this year's People's Choice Award, and it was a close race. Close race. I'm not saying I don't go into who or where, but he won at the line, and it's Craig Nelson. I have to let Craig know early because he had props. And also, I know he likes to go to the pub. So I said, don't get drunk today, whatever you do.
Thank you, people. I am chuffed, to say the least. And I guess I would like to make a non-PowerPoint presentation in which we will plunge in the deep end with an a priori proposition that P is the predominant letter. If you haven't pondered this phenomenon, allow me to prise open the portal and expose you to the power of P. From parables to proverbs, platitudes to purple prose, every prophet knows in the pantheon of letters, P is paramount. P is the place, the planet, the plane of our consciousness, the perimeter of paradigms. P, quite simply, is the point. A minuscule of prying will propel you to applying this simple proposition: from P, all things pure flow. There is no hope or paradise without P, and utopia would merely be a dream. Now consider numerology, spelt as in pneumatic, and I can't be more emphatic, but from every perception, P is primary. In the linear parade of our Latin alphabet, which I'm sure you're all familiar with, P is positioned at number 16. 1 plus 6 equals 7. In Pythagorean number values, 7 is the path of the philosopher, the pursuit of perfection and spirituality. Consider how PH is phonetic with F, suggesting that all F words once began with P, which was dropped due to laziness. And if that isn't enough, consider how GH sounds like F, ergo GH equals F, F equals PH, ergo GH equals PH. Poets know. B, C, D, E, G, T and V all rhyme with P. In a subordinate way, which makes them complicit in the conspiracy of P's predominance. Typographers know. B is just a P upside down. Q is one back to front. And D is reversed on its head. Our cultural life would be primeval without writers of prose, sculptors, potters, painters, poets, photographers. P is a place card in your pocket with your prompt that you can't find. Please excuse me. Misplaced indeed. Spectacles misplaced. Sorry guys, but I'm not being judged now and I'm not so nervous. Well, sorry, the cultural bit. Consider the silent implications of P. Just because you're psychotic doesn't mean the patients aren't running the psych ward disguised as psychiatrists and psychologists. Which posits the proposition that all words beginning with S had their genesis with P, which was dropped due to laziness, like P from N and F as mentioned before. From preschool to play school to public to private, pupils are projected into core P subjects. I'm sure you're familiar with some of them. English is prose, poetry, plays and expression. Maths. Sorry, I can't read it. Maths is problem solving. Science is the physical world. History is people past and their power plays. Geography is the planet. Economics is pulling the purse strings of the poor to maintain the plutocracy. Environment is there to pollute and exploit for personal profit. Health is profitable for plumbers, physicians and pharmacists. Politics for usurpers, pretenders, pickpockets and sycophants in collusion with their capitalist mates who run the state. And as for priests and pedophiles and unrepenting popes, we imprison them in Phnom Penh in the forlorn hope that they would not persist in their predatory ploys with pliable altar boys. Church and state did separate for perverse reasons. Diet is protein without preservatives. Cooking is aprons, pots and pans, spices, potatoes and peas. Pasta and pizza in the plaza of the people. P is a perfect day for a picnic in the park with pastrami, pickles and pork, apples and pears. P is everywhere. The applause of punters when Pinocchio wins the Port Pirie Cup by a short nose. The 7 pages of Man, which was Shakespeare's original intention, and which we can now paraphrase thanks to the power of P as, from the placenta to puberty, is poos and peas, and watching your P's and Q's until your P plates, and independence and propulsion to apprenticeships and professions, and ploughing rows of wild oats until partnering and parenthood, and from grandparent or parent to grandparent, menopause, prostate, penile dysfunction, the pension, prior to the perfidy of your final plot where pansies are planted. Given a pardon, you escape purgatory and meet St. Peter. But beware, wherever you peer, P will appear.
Yeah.
And underpinning it all is the preposterous presumption that people are important. People are pathetic. In their pursuit of production and meaningless opulence. On the pretence of importance, they rape, pillage and Rortus, says Platypus, whose family's been around for 10 million years. Now you ponder that, says Possum, cheeky little prick. To conclude, before the next interlude, the power of P is perfectly proportional to its silent disguises with S and N, its phonetic predominance over F and GH, and its priority rhyme with B, C, D, E, G, T and V. Every other letter purely exists to allow for the perfect placement of P. And if you think the diameter or parameter of this proposition is disproportional to the circumference of your moral compass, and the lump in your pocket doesn't reflect your personality, remember, pi will measure it forever. Thank you.